guys, welcome back. We are getting ready to go into the final round of the Top Cut Games State 48 CCQ. One of these two players will be walking away with that coveted invite to the NA Championship, and they're going to Disneyland.
Absolutely. As well as this amazing prizing we can see here laid out on the table. We've got that beautiful trophy as well as a ton of promos. Both players looks like they're going to walk away with these Elsa, Simba, and Mulan promos as well as a playmat. I believe that's the convention playmat that we saw at like Gen Con and PAX
Yeah,
8,
absolutely.
um, as well
Let's
as
see.
a good amount of cash money to help fund their trips. And then, like we said, that coveted invite to the national championship, the Continentals, um, purple steel, blue steel, tale as old as time. Let's see who can take it down.
Absolutely. So first place will be walking away with that challenge trophy, two boxes of Whispers in the Well, the Gen Con promo mat, all of the promos you see on top of those boxes, and the cash prize of $1,500. But second place isn't walking away with nothing. They get a box of Whispers in the Well, another playmat, all of the promos, and $800. And all of the players below them also walked away with some amazing prizes. We know that third place and fourth place walked away with $400, half a box, a playmat, the Simba and Mulan promo. Fifth and sixth, seventh and eighth walked away with $250, six packs, a playmat, and all of the and the Simba and Mulan promo. And I know that there was additional pricing for ninth through 32nd. So lots of prizes were handed out for this event. And we are just so excited. I am thrilled to be casting this finals event. And it's a great finals to be had. We've got, like Andy said, we've got a blue steel matchup and purple steel. So we've got double steel going head to head, but very, very different decks with very different play styles.
Absolutely. And all of that prizing is great. It's wonderful, but there's really one thing that I think everyone is looking to play for, and is that invite to the national championship, the NA Continentals in Disneyland, as you said. So it should be an exciting matchup we will see here. Both players are going to play their hearts out, and one of them will be headed to Disneyland, like you said. Huge shout out to everyone joining us in the chat, watching from home, hanging out with us in this early morning. We are we are having a lot of fun. Big shout out to the production team putting everything on here. Top Cut Games, an amazing organization running an amazing event. Big shout out to Lorcana Muses for hosting. Thanks everyone for all of this. We are so excited here. I believe we already said it before. John is from a local team there, Purple Shadow Gaming, and it looks like maybe Aaron is also on a team of one as well, House Lorcana. That may be like a Game of Thrones kind of reference there. It's a pretty cool jersey they got
It is
on.
a
I
really
like it.
cool jersey. I love the lore symbol on the front and on the shoulder. It's a very nice touch. So both players shuffling up, getting a good shuffle in, pile shuffling, making sure all of their cards are separate. We don't need any docks hanging out because I think both players are running docks. We don't need double docks. So let's get a good shuffle in and we will get this final game started for you guys.
Do we know who will be on the play and who will be on the
Let
draw?
me look because I believe, let me see who is top seed. Let's see. John, I think, is on the play. Oh, nope. I was incorrect. It is Aaron on the play with Amethyst Steel. He is currently top seed over John, but we've also seen John squeak it out and win on the draw against what deck was that?
Amber
Amber
Amethyst.
Amethyst. So we know that he can come back from being on the draw and still take a win. So this will definitely be a very interesting match to see. And both players deciding what cards they would like to alter to start things off. and we will see how this goes.
Got a couple people in the chat cheering on John, saying they'd love to see Sapphire Steel win this event. Let us know who you're rooting for, what you want to see win, who you think will take it. John says, you know what? I don't like any of the cards in my hand right now. I'm going to ship all 7 of them back, and we will get 7 new cards. That can be scary sometimes. You never know if that's going to end up being the correct decision, but sometimes you just got to do it, right? If you can't play with what you got, then you gotta hope for something better.
Absolutely. And we've got Beefcake in the chat wondering if this is an allies list, and I believe it is because we do know that John is running the Jasmine. That when you quest, you can check the top 3 cards of your deck for an ally and put any ally into your hand or 2. I can't remember, but either way,
Right.
it gets you some cards. So I believe that this is certainly the allies version, and it's a very fun version.
He definitely has the Jasmine line. So we see
Yep.
Hook versus Hook, both running the OG turn set 1 Hook there, followed by Black Heron for Aaron. And we do hit ramp for John. The cheapo comes down. We send something to the inkwell. And just like that, being on the draw doesn't feel so bad. Now you're one step closer to matching your opponent on the inkwell here. Lexington comes down. We said this last match, notably not a terrible amount of evasives, if any, at all for John, but Lexington's still a 3-cost 4/4 body that is good for challenging the board. All right. Cinderella comes down. So we've hit both ramps here for John. Exactly what he wants to do. We'll end the turn. Ink 1, draw 1. Let's see what Aaron has here. Now, typically you want to do a 1, 2, 3, 4 curve and then sing that strength of a raging fire on something. Not the greatest targets here to hit. That Cinderella, obviously the best one on the board to take out if we decide we want to do that. But we may be valuing something like this strength of a raging fire for later to help take out some of these more threatening characters like Vincenzo or Goliath that certainly hurt the board a
Oh,
little bit. Nope, we
and
say
we're just gonna hard cast strength and go ahead and quest with all 3 of our characters on Aaron's side. We don't have that coveted 4 drop, but that's okay. This is good enough because we don't really have anything super great on John's side at the moment. So we're just gonna go ahead and clean up that Cindy, allow him to deny the additional ramp if he were to play another princess character. And now we're kind of sitting a little pretty on Aaron's side.
2 cards in hand. So Lexington will ready next turn. We'll get past that Stone by Day ability. John able to go to 6 ink. Let's see what we do here. Oh, an ink runner.
Ooh.
That will set him up for future turns to be able to help match some of these more oppressive, evasive cards, like a genie. We get the Jasmine down to help refill the hand in a later turn as well. Do we decide we want to trade or take something out? We could take Hook out. Um, hook on hook violence here.
Think we do go, oh,
Oh,
we're going to go ahead and trade both of them into the Lexington. So I'm assuming that that is to stop an additional strength from being sung because now John or Aaron has no characters on the board that would be able to sing a strength of a raging fire or thunderbolts if they run it.
ooh, but the
Oof.
Elsa comes down and punishes that. The Jasmine is exerted, and both Black Heron and Elsa are able to swing in and take that card out, banish it to the discard. Captain Hook getting another lore here. We're on 7 ink. Do we have something like the Hades? We do.
Oh,
The
we
Hades
do.
goes down on the Elsa, and there we go.
That's pretty good. That
We're
is
still
pretty
in it.
nice. And we're pretty low on cards currently on both sides. I believe that John only has 1 card in hand. After drawing from turn, Aaron only has 2 cards. So we are going to see a, oh my goodness, it's Dock o'clock. A Dumbo into a dock is so nice for Aaron. You know he loves to see it.
Yeah, notably a a lot of the draw power for both players here, something like a Demona or a Goliath on John's side, um, end up drawing for they help both players here. So when both players are down to the last few cards, sometimes the draw options can be rough, but a Dumbo and a Doc are one-sided here. Aaron is saying I draw two now, and I could potentially draw even more next turn with this Dumbo. So let's see
But
how John is able to respond. Maybe another Hades would be pretty nice. Nope, we'll sail instead.
but the second that Dumbo turns sideways, that ink runner
No,
comes in handy. Oh,
it'll never
we
get a
don't need it.
chance.
We don't need it. We don't need to take out the Dumbo with the Hades with the ink runner. We've got a Thunderbolts to go ahead and clean that up, and we will get the Captain Hook with the Hades. So now Aaron is back down to two characters on board, sitting with the Black Heron and a Doc. Let's see if he has another Doc.
Yep, in a pretty good spot here. We would need something like a Strength or a Thunderbolt of their own from Aaron's side to be able to take up this Hades. Um, but we've got a couple cards to choose from. Let's see what we're deciding on here. Looks like we exert two ink. We're going to play another Black Heron. The other three here come down. Will be a Strength.
Okay.
And then we can finish it off with the other Black Heron. Nice.
Not
Very nice.
ideal for Aaron, but you take what you can get sometimes.
Well, hey, and we are still pushing this lore total up towards 20. We're at 7 lore now for Aaron. Slowly chugging away here. The Hades
Another
comes down.
Hades.
Ooh,
Oh my goodness.
you need the board presence, but a Black Heron is definitely not the prime target for that Hades, unfortunately. So we see the Jafar sent to
A
the Inkwell, the
Demona.
Demona. And there it is. Like I was saying, this is great for card draw. 3 cards for Aaron here, but 2 for John as well. So let's hope that doesn't come back to bite him here, depending on what cards he gets. Where Aaron is saying you can draw your 2 T-pos. You get to draw 2 T-pos.
But we do also have the ability to put down another hook. We're gonna go ahead and quest with the dock because why not? We don't have the ability to bounce it right now. So just pushing that lore total up even higher.
Ooh,
Oh
the
my
Goliath.
goodness.
Now, this is a
The
really
Goliath.
interesting moment in Disney Lorcana Gargoyles history. We've got Goliath versus Demona.
Do we have another Thunderbolts?
I think we do. I think we're looking at singing something here in our hand. We really want to get all the cards out of our hand. Oh, it's a Strength of the Raging Fire. We will take out the Captain Hook, draw 2 from that Goliath, and here it is. The Demona versus Goliath battle.
Yeah, which is so interesting because Demona can't take Goliath. Oh wait, yes, yeah, they can take each other, and that
Yep.
I think is such an interesting synergy. But we do see the hypnotic strength come down. I'm assuming it is targeting the Demona, and then Demona will be able to cleanly take out the Hades, remaining on board. But then, I mean, on the other side of things, John will be able to just run his Captain Hook into the Demona, and you're not going to lose your Goliath in this case.
And no issues with having too many cards in hand for this Demona not to ready because you will be sent down to 2 cards at the end of your turn, whether you like it or not, because of that Goliath. Um, Go ahead and grab a quest out of that dock. Head to 9 lore here. 1 card left in hand. We'll draw 1 more off that Goliath. Both players benefiting from that quite a bit. Um, just as you said, Hook will take out the Demona. Do we send the Goliath into the dock? It looks like we will. That kind of tells me he has an answer maybe for one of these other big characters or just
Another
another Goliath.
Goliath. Oh my goodness
He had
gracious.
3
And a
Goliaths in
Lexington to
hand.
follow up as well. I'm going to match your Lexington with my Lexington, but I also have these two ginormous Goliaths on board. They unfortunately don't stack, so no matter what, you're either going to discard down to 2 or draw up to 2. But I think that that is just fine. They are huge
Absolutely.
bodies.
We have 1 for challenging and
A
1
double
for
genie. Oh,
Genie is good here, but that ink runner on the board says that you I don't even need this Lexington. I just need
Yeah,
a character on board, and this ink runner can help take out those genies. So we'll ink the Cheshire, play the Olaf. So now it has to be Lexington if we want to clear out this Goliath. Not enough damage to have Calhoun finish it off and get that additional 2 lore. So I think that's what we're trying to decide here.
I think you have to take out the Goliath.
Ooh, do we have a strength in hand? Is that the last
That
card in
would be
hand?
crazy.
It
Oh, it
is.
is. Oh
And
my
we take out
goodness.
the unexerted Goliath. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, leaving that damaged Goliath on board because unfortunately Blue Steel does not have a way currently to remove that damage from Goliath. So next turn it is up for grabs with that Lexington if he so chooses.
A Tinkerbell
Oh,
comes down.
oh my goodness.
Huge.
So now the
So
question is, do we bounce something with the Olaf or do we just nope. Okay, I think we're foregoing that ability. We're just gonna go ahead and banish the Olaf, not choosing to bounce anything. But we will trade Lexington for Lexington and drop a Calhoun or a Captain Hook on John's side.
all right, so both genies are safe. They get the quest here. Will they both can't be removed, unfortunately, but um we are
They
potentially
can
threatening
be
14
if
lore
John
here.
has a Vinny. If John has a Vinny, he can certainly clear both of those genies with ease with that ink runner.
Absolutely.
And this final round is untimed for those of you in the chat. So these players can take as long as they would like to decide what they would like to do. Obviously, you're just sacrificing some of your mental health, potentially your mental stamina by taking a long time. But this is a very important game, so we have to make sure we're making all the right plays and all the right ink decisions to put us out on top.
Another Beefcake points out in chat, another Tinkerbell would also be huge here. Um,
Yes.
assuming
Oh,
they
third genie on Aaron's side. That is certainly pretty rough. And we ink a Palace Guard. Let's see what we're deciding to play. We're playing another Olaf and a
and a
Doc.
dock.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. And he still has an ink left to spare as well. So if he finds another one drop, he can just make that board even wider.
Maybe a song. No, deciding what to quest here. Looks like we're going to quest for 4 to head up to 13. We won't leave the Calhoun exposed. I think that's probably a smart choice. The hook would just trade it for free. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah, a Vinny here would be super clutch for John. Pop that ink runner, be able to take out another genie, and that at least clears 4 lore off the board. But that still leaves a lot of lore on board for Aaron. That would leave one, two, three, four, 5 on board for Aaron. And if there is a target for Calhoun to challenge in, it could potentially be 6.
what do we have here?
A
Another Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell! Oh my goodness, that is so good. So that's gone. The Olaf should be gone.
So they both go at the same time. I do not believe you have the opportunity uh
Oh,
to bounce the
really?
dock with that Olaf because they were both banished at the same time. He does have the opportunity to bounce something else if he
Mm.
so choose. Um, looks like
Oh,
we'll
and he
play our
found his.
own dock.
Let's go. It's dock on dock on dock. It is
Oh my
dock o'clock for
goodness.
certain. Is that
And
a Thunderbolts I see?
a strength in hand. I believe
Oh,
that's what he drew off this. So we will I think you strength now while you still have characters in case something takes out. Nope, we'll thunderbolt the genie with less damage. What a board clear from John. An amazing
absolutely.
turn there. He goes down to 1 card, so he will still draw off the Goliath. He's just going to go ahead and quest that
Yeah, you need to start
Captain Hook.
questing on John's side because he has a long way to go to catch up to Aaron at 13 lore. We did stop the bleeding. We did cut down on the wide board for Aaron's side, but we're still left with 3, potentially 4 lore on board because that Calhoun can easily take out a Tinkerbell if she chooses
Or
or the
Captain
Captain
Hook.
Hook. Oh,
A
and we
Benja.
Benja. Oh my goodness. So we pop that ink runner. We say no more alert for you. And this is open deck list. So Aaron knows that John only has one of those ink runners.
Absolutely. Absolutely clutch play there with that Benja comes through.
Yes.
So the problem here is if we Calhoun the Captain Hook, we leave the Calhoun available for a Tinkerbell to take it out and hit the genie. So I think we oh Cheshire's nice. So I think we
Ooh,
boost
so
Cheshire,
yeah, move the
move two
damage from
damage,
Genie to the Calhoun or the Captain
Captain
Hook.
Hook.
Calhoun can cleanly take out Tinkerbell. They will trade, but that completely eliminates the option for John to swing the Tinkerbell in to deal 2 additional damage.
And we'll trade. We'll head 15, quest for two more to 17, and we have win on board for Aaron. 17-1 in this first game. We do know there is a Strength of a Raging Fire in hand, I believe, for John. So he has some options. Just remembering that we need to draw up to two from that Goliath. That Goliath has been there almost the entire game. Um,
This is certainly a tough spot for John, just as Beefcake said in the chat, because you need to take out that genie, but you also have to take out the Benja as well, because both of those characters quest for two.
so seven here. We have the Vincenzo to take out the Benja.
Oh, let's go. Vinny doing work, and we know still
And
has
the
the strength.
strength on the genie.
We're gonna hard cast that so we still have the choice to quest with the Goliath, the Duck, and the Tinkerbell to get that much closer to 20. But we're still really far behind on John's side. I I don't know how doable this is because he still is going to have to answer whatever Aaron puts on the board this turn.
Drawing two cards at the end of your turn is pretty nice, though. Free
Yes,
dock
it
every
is.
turn.
But Aaron gets the same thing every turn too. That's the downside.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're thinking about what our move here is. We had a strength, which doesn't do us a lot of good with only one character on board.
Demona.
Demona is huge. That stops the Goliath being able to ready next turn. So no matter what, all John has left on board is the Vinny, the Tink, and the Duck that can potentially do something. And he will have to take out that Demona. If you're John, you're just hoping that you've got a Hades in hand. I can't see what they have in their hand, but we're just hoping and praying we can find a Hades, get rid of that Demona. Obviously, Aaron might quest with the Cheshire, which should be relatively easy to take out with the Tinkerbell, but we're still going even wider, dropping a Lexington down on the board, questing with the Cheshire, and even if the Cheshire is banished, we are still left with 4 lore on board unexerted that John has to have an answer for.
Another ink
I
runner.
swear I thought he only had one. Oh my goodness. No, it's two. I read that wrong. He has two ink runners. Oh my goodness.
Well, not particularly helpful in this instance. I think he was just looking for another card to draw here. We need to remove three characters from the
Oh,
board.
Goliath shouldn't have readied.
Correct.
The chat
Yes.
is correct. So hopefully production will hear this and fix that up because the Goliath should be stone by day.
Yep, there
There
we
we go.
go.
All right. There we go.
Awesome. Not that it changes too much in the game state here. We still need to remove three characters from this board, three of which are ready, So we're looking at a Hades, we're looking at a Strength of Raging Fire or a Thunderbolt, uh, and we challenge into one of these characters. I believe Amethyst Steel was on the play here.
Yes.
They were the higher seed, so they went first. It would be huge for John to be able to pull out an on the draw win here. I know that that is what he is trying to do. But if not, he will still have his chance to go first in the next game.
Trying to think through our decisions here. Not sure what he has in hand, so it'll be a surprise for us too. But man, this is a tall order to try and take care of Aaron's board.
So we have 9 ink, perhaps, maybe 10. It's hard to tell. The purple sleeves there match perfectly with the Lorcana Muses playmat, that beautiful playmat they have. Um,
You
all right,
do
so
decide to ink a Goliath.
that's the
Don't
fourth
really need
Goliath.
that.
So Goliath is out of contention here. The one on the board is the last one left in the game. Um, Cheshire gone. 2 on the Demona. We have Hades and a Thunderbolt, or a Strength. So there's 7 for a Vincenzo to
Okay,
take
all
out.
right. We just need
Okay.
one more. We need one more answer. Oh,
The
we do
strength of
have
a
the
raging
strength.
fire.
Oh my goodness. So we are able to cleanly
Wow.
take out that Demona, only leaving Aaron with the Lexington on board. And we're still able to quest with the dock.
And
Oh
he
my
goes to 10. He
goodness.
has win on board now. So this is like a Cobra or bust for Aaron. This game just
It is.
immediately shifted.
Oh my goodness. Those draws are on fire.
Beefcake in the chat says this is a little out of reach for John. Think again. John says no. I'm gonna prove you wrong here. Swung it around, an insane turn. Now we will be able to take something out with this Lexington to delay the game slightly further. We need to
I feel
play
like you have
Lex
to take the tank.
Tinkerbell, Goliath. Yeah, it's
I feel
none
like
of
you
them are
have to
great,
take the
but
tank just because of her additional ability that if she swings back, she could deal 2 damage. And I don't know what Aaron has in his hand, but if it's something that can be taken out with Tinkerbell, you want to get rid of that card immediately.
yeah, so he needs to put 2 lore on the board.
A
A Dumbo.
Dumbo.
He puts 3 lore on the board.
All
So now we
right.
got to remove 2
We're
characters from
cooking.
this
We're
board.
cooking.
He is 1 lore shy here of being able to win the game on this turn.
All right, let's see if he can answer 2 of these characters on the board. If he can answer 2 of them,
Doc.
oh boy, can he find it? Can he dock into the answers? Oh, this is a nail biter.
He has a Thunderbolt in hand.
Okay, so we
He's
can
got an
at
answer
least
to
take care of
1.
one, but I don't know if that'll be enough.
I don't know what the other card
I
there
think
is in
it's a
hand.
tink.
A
I think it's
Tinkerbell?
another Tinkerbell, but that still won't be enough because all of the characters on Aaron's board have more than 1 willpower. Ah,
Oh my
and that's
goodness. Oh,
game.
and he had the Cobra in
Oh my
hand. He
goodness.
had the
Oh, so
Cobra in
no
hand.
matter what, even if John was able to take out the entire board on Aaron's side, just having that Cobra in hand and an additional card allows Aaron to quest for the win. What a
Absolutely.
game. Oh my goodness. That was so close. I didn't think it was nearly going to be as close as it was, but John was able to crawl back and just barely lost that game.
Yes, Amethyst Steel was on the play there. So John, so close to being able to um, break serve, as I believe Frank Karsten calls it, where you take that down on the draw. Um, so we will see. He will get another chance here in game 3 if he can win here on the play. Certainly a much more favorable position to be in for the Sapphire Steel list.
Absolutely. What a great first game of the finals. Was that was just some amazing gameplay that took a lot of thought from John's side to be able to calculate how to take out Aaron's board while still putting enough lore on board that Aaron had to answer him that 1 turn. Otherwise, that was going to be game for John.
Absolutely. And having 3 characters to be able to play all 3 of those characters was huge. Very helpful for Aaron there.
Absolutely.
But both of these players, they're in the finals for a reason. They're both very skilled players. Looks like we're gonna ship 6 for John. We say I want 1 card from my hand, probably ramp. Um, and the rest of them, I'd love to see new ones. So only 2 for Aaron, favoring the cards he has in his hand for this game on the draw for Amethyst Steel.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thank you everyone in chat for joining us, for hanging out with us. We know it's an early morning, but after this finals is over, don't go away. Be sure you stick around because there is a 1K Infinity event that will be up as soon as this finals is over. And you don't want to miss that. We've got Lorcana Karaoke Brando coming on alongside Enchanted Kim herself casting that event. And we go ahead and kick this off with Aaron inking and playing Royal Guard. It looks like John missed his one drop again, but that's okay. We have Sail for turn two. We're going to go ahead and ramp, and maybe we have a one drop to play alongside it.
Nope, not this time. The one drop this time was not better late than never. It was completely absent. We got to hope that means we're not drawing a couple more of those later in the game, but that's just fine. Um, Being on the play, we're going to be several ink ahead of our opponent with this ramp, especially if we can hit the second ramp with a Cinderella. Going to go ahead and
Absolutely.
start the questing with this Palace Guard. We do have the Cinderella,
Nice.
so we ink, we draw. We're headed up to 6 ink. Look at this, 5 ink to 2 right now. This is very one-sided in the inkwell for John. That is exactly what Sapphire Steel wants to see and wants to play.
Absolutely, because then you can go ahead and get some of those bigger characters down on the board, which you know is exactly what this blue steel deck is looking to do, dropping those big characters like the Tinkerbell Giant Fairy or Goliath. And we do see the Cobra come down on Aaron's side. He discarded a Calhoun, I believe, to gain those two additional lore. And we're all of a sudden already off to 5 lore on Aaron's side. And all we have on John's side is a lone Cinderella. So hopefully we can get some of those bigger characters down and start taking care of the other side of the board.
As I said before, we haven't seen it yet, so I'm not sure if John has any of these sort of spot removal, instant kind of free removal for an illusion, something like a one cost action that targets something. Obviously, we have Strength and Thunderbolt, but those generally are much more favored into the more, um, the more lower pressured cards like a Genie or a Dumbo that threatens a lot of card draw. So we see the Ink
Absolutely.
Runner go to the Inkwell. Probably not what you wanted
Oh,
to see, but the
ooh,
Thunderbolt comes down.
oh my goodness, that's huge. That's so nice. I mean, it does kind of stink to have to ink one of those ink runners, but as I learned, John runs too. I totally misread that. I thought it was only one when I took a look at the deck list, but he does have another somewhere in his deck, and that Goliath ideally will make Aaron discard down to 2 cards. I think he has 4 cards in hand currently. He can still ink for turn, and then depending on what he plays, he can easily avoid that Goliath trigger at the end of his turn and either get a couple more cards or at least stick with the 2 that he has remaining in his hand.
Absolutely. So we see the Elsa into the Inkwell. The Yzma, ooh, good counter to that Goliath here, able to draw some additional cards. Um,
We do use Calhoun to go ahead and clean up that Cinderella,
how many cards are
gaining
in our
two
hand?
lore,
Two.
two. Yep,
Yep.
we take out that Calhoun, getting the
80s.
2 additional lore. We
And the
quest with the
strength.
Palace Guard. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! This is such a good turn for John, being able to clean up that card draw for Aaron and also take out that Calhoun.
Where Aaron is back where he started this game with just a Palace Guard on board. We'll see a Genie come down. John hoping, I'm assuming, to find his second ink runner shortly, or maybe some more of those damage spells we saw.
Or Lexington. He does have Lexingtons in his deck, which is a
Yep.
great counter to these genies. All right. So I don't think he has inked for turn yet. He has 3 cards in hand. So if he does ink, he will avoid having to discard for that Goliath, but he might not be able to get any new cards. Is that a strength he just inked? Yes, that is a strength. He goes ahead and plays the one drop Olaf, making sure that he can still get a new card off that Goliath. And we are back off to the races.
Jasmine will give the resist to the Goliath. Two for the
A
dock.
dock! Dock o'clock, baby!
Let's see. What do we have here? A strength
Oh
on the
my
genie.
goodness. And he just hard cast it. So he'll have the ability to just quest out with the Hades if he so chooses. We do clean up the Palace Guard with the Goliath, taking no damage because of that Jasmine giving Goliath resist when she is played. So now Aaron is back to square one. He's just left with a one drop on board. He does have three cards in hand now, but I think I see another Palace Guard in his hand, and I'm not quite sure what else, but we are going to play a hypnotic strength, buff up the Olaf to 4 damage. And even then, he can't take out the Goliath. We can't take out the Hades, but we do get that additional card draw.
Genie is pretty good here. Helps keep you in it for sure. You are still ahead on lore from Aaron's perspective here, 9-2. We'll ink, play the Palace Guard. One card left in hand, so we should get to draw off that Goliath. Not too much you can do with this Olaf.
I would just leave it standing upright because I, I mean, you could put 4 damage on something, but I'm not sure how useful that would be at this point.
All right. So we are gonna put 4 damage. Oh, three because the
The
resist from
resist.
Jasmine. Yep.
Oh my goodness. I completely forgot about the resist already. I wonder if Aaron also forgot about the resist and would have rather put the 4 damage on the Hades.
It's possible we find the second ink runner. That is excellent for John here to help with that genie that is on board. But I think it is John's game here. He is
Oh, a
well in the
Vinny.
driver's seat. Vinny,
Oh my gosh. He just has every answer.
and
Every
he
single answer.
did he forego the Vinny
He
ability? He says,
did.
I don't need to put 3 damage on. All that does is threaten a Cheshire cat the following turn. That is a very heads up play here. 3 damage on a Palace Guard doesn't really do much as
I
far
don't
as
blame
help your
him.
game plan, but a Cheshire coming down to be able to move the damage to that Goliath would be a punish. So
We
very, very
do
heads
see
up
the
play from
Benja.
John.
The Benja pops the second ink runner. Now we know for sure there are no more ink runners, but I don't think that it matters. John has two, four, seven, eight, nine, 10 more on board, I believe. He is very much threatening to win in the next couple of turns with this wide board and the big characters.
So we pass the turn. We draw back up to 2 cards. Three in John's hand. What can he do here? Um, Cinderella. A Jasmine will give resist to the Vinny. We'll play the Tipo.
He is just playing all of the characters, saying, you are going to have to find an answer for every single thing I put on this board. And
Yep.
I don't know if there's enough answers in Aaron's deck to take care of all of these characters. There are so many, there's so much lore on John's side of the board at this point, and a lot of the characters are very big.
Dumbo. Draw a card with the Genie ability. Think we're going through some formalities here to see if there might just be a B prep in the deck that you didn't think about. We can make a wide board here, but there's not too much we can do. We'll get a couple extra lore for the scoreboard, and that will be game two. John takes it in a decisive match.
And he still had so many answers in his hand. He had another Thunderbolts. There was no way John wasn't going to secure that game there. And I'm so excited. This is such a fun matchup. I love John's deck. I love the purple steel matchup into it. And I just love seeing a game three. I love seeing them go to Silver Scrapes and just fight this out to the very end. One of these amazing players will be going home with the NA Continentals Championship invite. And they'll be going to Disneyland, baby.
Absolutely. We've got a lot of people in the chat here cheering on John. Let's go, John. Go, John. We have other people here cheering on the Amethyst Steel player or Aaron. Lots it's amazing to see everyone and all of the support in the chat here for both of these players. We have just an exciting, thrilling matchup going to game 3. Almost 150 people watching from home. I hope you are all on the edge of your seats like I am because this is this is exciting. And we saw in game 1, John on the draw, just inches away from being able to take that victory. So this is anyone's game. There is no quad daisies and they blow you out like a dog's deck or something like that. This will be a grinding back and forth matchup. We are all in
Absolutely.
for a treat.
Absolutely. I mean, this honestly for John, I feel like those Goliaths he has been playing have been absolutely clutch for him, forcing Aaron to play out his hand no matter how good or bad those cards may be, and also refilling his own hand because I feel like that was the real backbreaker there for Aaron. John was able to keep drawing cards every single turn and just spamming the board with those massive characters, ramping a bunch, being able to play that Goliath super early on, and then following it up with Hades, Vinny, Tinkerbells. I mean, those are some really big characters, and they've got some amazing extra abilities. Vinny dealing 3 damage, obviously Hades putting another card into the ink. Well, Tinkerbell and that all the threats that she brings along with her. It's it's just amazing. I love to see this.
So it looks like we're going to send 4 for Aaron, and John just says, nope, don't need those. That's 7 cards I don't want in my opening hand. He will ship another full 7.
It worked out for him last time. I'm just saying. He shipped 7 back. He got some awesome cards back and was able to just like keep control over the game. And as long as he keeps doing as long as he keeps getting those fire top decks, he may just be able to win on the draw this time.
Absolutely. And we did see John there take another look at that open deck lists. It is open deck lists in the top cut here. So he just wanted another peek there, maybe saying, you know what, I didn't know you had 2 benches. How many do you actually have? Or something like that to try and refresh his mind. I think both players have access to these deck lists um, in between rounds as much as needed. All right. So Palace Guard start again for Aaron this game, followed by Black Heron.
All right. And
So
we
we have the Tipo
do,
ramp.
yeah, we ink a Tipo to play a Tipo, get that additional ramp started. And this is looking very familiar, honestly. This is looking just like the last game.
Big decision here for Aaron. Decides to ink the Cobra. Goes for the Lexington instead. He's going to quest 2 here. Bring his total up to 3. Continue trying to get that early game lore as much as he can.
And here we go again on John's side, just ramping again, trying to get enough ink that we can play those big characters that have swung the game around for John.
No Cinderella this time, but that's okay. Because you're right, the sail is another double ramp. Trying to decide maybe what that second ink should be. We did have to get rid of an ink runner and a sail. And no 3-drop to follow. So
Which I think is okay. I'm sure John is sitting on some really good cards in his hand, potentially a Goliath, maybe a Hades. Who knows? Because the options are unlimited for what he can do next turn, sitting on 5 ink. So he'll be able to go to 6 ink next turn, while Aaron is only at 4 ink.
Cheshire comes down. That's big. We'll quest for 3, taking our total to 6. Jasmine and Tipo still not really very scary threats on the other side of the board. But a
Oh,
Tinkerbell comes down. Kind of a
which
good card, but also
I was gonna
We got
say,
that Cheshire.
yeah, we do have that Cheshire, so it's a little bit of a bummer that you have to play that tank, leaving some additional damage on the board for Aaron to go ahead and boost the Cheshire and move it off. But thankfully for John's side, Tinkerbell, she's got 5 willpower. So there you would take a little bit of time to boost the Cheshire and move enough damage to take out that Tinkerbell.
Absolutely. And going on 7 ink for John next turn, be able to bring out threats like a Vincenzo or a Hades, or another Tinkerbell even. Uh, Looks like maybe 3 cards left in hand for Aaron here, deciding what to ink, going to 5. Do we have the Elsa? Do we want to play the Elsa and maybe run in the Lexington and the Palace Guard into that Tinkerbell? Um, nope. Instead, we will play the
It's
Olaf into
Dock
the dock.
O'Clock!
Not a bad play here.
And we do still have enough ink that we could boost out Cheshire if we have something like a strength in hand. We could boost the Cheshire, sing strength with Lexington, and we can clean up that Tinkerbell pretty easily, all while removing damage from one of your characters.
Yeah, the chat's talking about the Disney dice they're using there. They've been using these in a lot of these games
So we do
on this
boost the
stream.
Cheshire.
They are
Do we move
awesome.
the damage? I'm assuming we're setting up for potentially bouncing the Cheshire back to hand with the Olaf if we need to in a later turn to refill our hand.
We could do it right now if we really wanted,
Yeah.
but you could also bounce that dock. There are two excellent bounce targets for this Olaf, the boosted Cheshire or the dock, both filling your hand with a couple extra cards. We're going to quest with both Lexington and the Palace Guard. So we are going to take the We're going to trade the Lexington and put 2 damage on. Do we have another Tinkerbell coming down?
We
We do.
do. Oh my
Wow.
goodness. So we'll clean up that dock. We'll clean up the Olaf. We will go ahead and
Do we
remove
decide to bounce the Cheshire is the question.
yeah.
Do we bounce the Cheshire? I kind of feel like John maybe is counting on that or wouldn't be upset by that.
Yeah, I agree.
Slows the game down, and that's really what John wants. The longer this game goes on, the more favored he is in it.
Absolutely. All right. So let's see what I can't tell what Aaron has in hand, but he has quite a few different cards in hand. So he has a lot of options here, it seems. And I think John only has one card in hand.
Yeah, but if that one card is a Goliath, then it's
Absolutely. So
off to
we
the
do ink a
races.
Demona. We are not going to exert the Tinkerbell and allow John to draw cards, but we will replay the Cheshire and put down a Lexington that obviously threatens that Tinkerbell because the Lexington could just run into the Tinkerbell. We could move the damage off the Palace Guard and cleanly take out the Tinkerbell.
It looks like it is a Goliath.
Oh, and we have the
We do have the
Thunderbolts. Oh
Goliath.
my goodness. Yeah,
Wow.
you're right. He was entirely setting Aaron up to bounce that Cheshire just to have him fall into the Goliath trap. So now he has to empty his hand down to 2. Otherwise, he will be forced to discard cards that I'm sure he wants to keep.
Are we inking another Demona?
I can't tell if that was ink from this turn or last turn. It was from last turn, it seems. We just flipped that upside down. So we do have the option to ink again for turn, slim down this hand, and ideally avoid having to discard from the Goliath.
Man, what great last 2 cards to have in hand, a Thunderbolt and a Goliath.
But
So
we
we're
do
going to
play a
draw.
genie for Aaron. So that does get us another card in hand. We're only left with 2, potentially 3 ink if he does ink for turn. So we might see Aaron be
The,
forced to discard from the Goliath here.
the Demona was last turn's ink, is what we're saying.
Yes,
Okay, okay. Um, I didn't know
I
if they had
believe
inked another
so.
Demona.
I don't think so. I think it was left face up from the turn before. So we are going to go ahead and ink a Dumbo, which I believe leaves us with 3. cards
Two.
in
Two
hand?
cards in
Two
hand.
cards in hand.
So it was kind of an easy decision. You either discard something or ink something. Unless, of course, maybe he has some other cards here he's looking at playing. He
Absolutely.
is going to send both into the Tinkerbell. But you know what? I think
I
I think
think
that's
John
not going
might
to
have
matter
another one. Does
because we
John have
might have
another
seen
one?
a
He
peek at
has
John's hand. He
another.
has another Tinkerbell. We're going to ink
Oh,
the Jasmine. Quest for two with this Goliath. We're going to draw one more card to go to the next turn.
but notably, we need that ink runner here. We need the ink runner so we could go ahead and give one of these two characters alert, or we have to find a strength, a thunderbolt, or what's the other
Hades,
one? Or the
Vincenzo.
Hades,
A lot of
Vincenzo.
answers now at this point. Three
Yeah.
more Tinkerbell. We've already seen three of them, I believe. This one on the board is the third. Um,
Give him his cards.
yeah,
You
you're gonna
can
have to
draw your
play them
two
or
cards.
discard
You're gonna
them.
exactly. That is such an easy decision for John. You can go ahead and have your cards. I'm gonna leave my characters on board because I know my Goliath is safe currently, and you will have to discard down. So Aaron is sitting at two cards, so he is able to go ahead and thin out his hand. So he is sitting pretty with the two cards he'd like to keep. He doesn't have to discard off the Goliath. But John is starting to take control of this game. It may be 11 to 2, but John definitely has the
The
upper
Hades
hand.
comes down.
Oh boy, the Hades taking out that genie. That is so clutch. Now, if Aaron wants to take out this Tinkerbell or the Goliath, he's gonna have to send both Hades and the Calhoun into them.
And I don't think John would be unhappy with that at all. So he will take the two
No,
lore from the Tinkerbell, draw one more card off that Goliath at the end of the turn, and send it back over to Aaron and say, what can you do?
I'm surprised he didn't quest with the Goliath, but I'm kind of not because, like I said
Needs the
before,
draw engine.
he needs the draw engine. That Goliath is putting in work for him. All right, we do find another genie on Aaron's side, allowing him to draw up to three cards again. Gonna take a quick peek at the discard for Aaron, and we still have plenty of ink to use.
And that is the beauty of being ramped by your opponent. Five ink
Mm-hmm.
comes down here. We do have the Elsa. We see it on the Goliath. So are we
Oh,
gonna do that move where we send two into the Goliath just to stop this draw engine? We will lose both characters.
oh, are we gonna choose to send the Elsa in so we can quest with the Hades to continue to push our lore up?
It's, it's a possibility. It's a little risky with that Tinkerbell being available on board. Um,
It is, but I even with the Tinkerbell being on board, he would only be able to do two damage to that genie at this point. So if he does choose to send the Elsa in first, then the Calhoun, he would go to 13 lore, quest for one with the Hades, go to 14, and you're left with three lore on board. It's still threatening very much. Like you're getting really close to 20 there on Aaron's side. So no matter what, John is going to have to keep answering everything Aaron puts down.
yeah, but imagine the scenario if you send both Elsa and Calhoun into this Goliath, and now they Tinkerbell the Hades, play a Vincenzo. Now your board is gone, and they're questing for a lot.
And we do send the Elsa in first, finishing up the Goliath with the Calhoun to gain two lore. Now the choice is, do we quest with the Hades on Aaron's side, or do we just pass it over?
No.
Looks like we pass it over and we
Very
send it
interesting
back to
why we chose
John.
to send the Elsa in, given its
Hmm.
evasive status. Oh,
Another
no.
Goliath. That was such a trap. He says, it's fine. I don't need my first Goliath. I've got another one. I'm still going to draw two cards.
So he's going to draw two for Goliath. Now he has the Cinderella trigger. He's going to ink and draw again. What an incredibly strong pairing the Cinderella and that Goliath
Absolutely.
are.
And he's able to quest for four lore, shooting him up to eight. So he's getting very close to threatening 20 lore himself.
Ooh,
Oh,
a
it's
dock.
dock o'clock though for Aaron. So let's see what he can get. Maybe he can put enough characters on board to threaten lethal here, which would force John to have to take out
Oh my
a lot of
goodness.
characters.
That is a lot of characters on board for
It
sure.
is. So I'm assuming we're in a quest for 3 here, go to 16, and we still have 4 lore on board, unexerted, that John will need to answer. But John has that Tinkerbell, and that is going to come in clutch. She can cleanly take out the Hades, pop some damage over to the Captain Hook or the Olaf, and secure that he has enough lore on board as long as he can get some bigger characters down. And I think I see he has a strength in hand as well.
Looks like a strength. Yep.
So we can
Resist on the
take out that
Tinkerbell.
genie.
Strength the genie. So
Yes.
Tinkerbell into Hades takes out the Calhoun as or the Captain Hook as well.
Plays the Tipo. Now we're deciding, do we send the Tinkerbell into Hades? I think we would, and we would, but then we're also leaving Olaf on board that would be able to bounce a dock.
Yeah, I'm almost wondering if he takes out the Olaf to try and bait out the bouncing of the dock to try and slow the lore pressure here. Nope, we say we're going to take the Captain Hook. A Cobra wins this, so that is really scary. We're going to quest for 5, though, to bring our total up to 13. And we are threatening win on board now. We have uh 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 board, 9 on board, and we are
Absolutely.
at 13, I believe we should be for John. I think he forgot to poke the scoreboard, but um
This is such a close matchup. It is almost Cobra or bust for Aaron.
well, given the thinking from Aaron here, I'm guessing he does not have the Cobra.
Yes, but what he can do is he can quest with the dock, quest with the Palace Guard, run the Olaf into Hades, run the Olaf into anything, bounce the dock, play the dock, hope you can find the Cobra.
That is true. That is true. But he may have some other cards here to try and threaten because he also really wants to try and stop John from being able to win this turn. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need to remove 3 lore from the board. So that's 2 characters.
And I think the only character we can really safely take out from Aaron's side is the Cinderella. You can take out Tink, but it's going to take all 3 of your characters on board.
Yeah. I think we see a strength in Aaron's hand, though. So that. Oh, and the Tinkerbell has resist 1 as well from the
Yeah,
Jasmine. So this
absolutely.
even harder math to deal with here. Resist is an often under recognized stat or ability here in Disney Lorcana. Um, I know I personally forget it a lot. Chat says, "Oh my gosh, this is too close." I agree. This is a nail biter. Both players are on the edge of their seat.
This is a huge turn for both of these players. This will probably make or break for whoever wins, whether Aaron is able to bounce enough stuff or take out enough characters on John's side, potentially bounce the dock, hopefully look for that Cobra.
So if we have a strength and we strength the Goliath and then quest the other 2 Olaf into the Goliath and then play the dock, we still have enough lore for a Cobra, but or ink for a Cobra, but we lose the ability to stop him from winning the game. So,
This is just intense. I I love games like this where it's really coming down to the wire, where it's just so close that both players can just taste victory, but they have to get over this hurdle of taking out the other side of the board and going to another turn. All right, so we do see the
oh, but the
strength.
resist, but the
Oh yeah, the
resist.
Zist. Yeah, that strength doesn't actually take out the Tinkerbell. John just realized. Oh no.
Well, we
Oh
could do a take
no.
back here. I think
Yep.
that's
Yep. And we do
okay.
we do go ahead
Okay.
and do a take that. That's what the the take backs are for those moments where you just accidentally forget, oh yeah, that had resist.
I wish they would
And
now
now
strength.
now we
Okay, there we
strength
go.
it.
There we
Now
go.
we can take it out.
Um, kind of wish we had those little resist tokens or something like that. So we see
All
the
right,
one
so
go into there.
we're gonna go ahead and run the Olaf in, taking out the Cindy,
Okay, so we've
bounce
removed
back the
win
Doc.
from the board for John.
Now, I is Doc the only card left in his hand? No, he has something else in his hand, so he needs to save enough ink that he can play a Cobra safely
No,
if he's able
he
to
doesn't
find
need
it.
to. He doesn't need to this turn because he'll be able to do it next turn.
That's
And
true.
he stopped John from being able to win this turn. Um,
Oh, yes, chat is right. If John has a Shift Jasmine,
no,
that
the Shift Jasmine quest for one.
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Oh no. Still, this is such a nail biter.
I know, right? They have to pay for the whole seat, but they'll only need the edge. Um,
Yeah, that's me right now. So we ink a Benja. We don't need that. We play the dock. Please show me the cards in your hand, Aaron. I need to see I feel like I saw a little shake of the head, so
another
I don't
Olaf
think.
and
And
another
another
Doc.
dock. Oh my
Look
God.
at
Look at
John.
John. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Holy crap. Man, you don't need a Cobra when you could just put four new cards on the board.
wow.
Wow.
Absolutely crazy.
I see a Thunderbolts in John's hand. So we need to clean up. Let's see. We need to
Four
clean up
characters on
four
this board,
characters,
and only
and
one
only
is
one of
exerted.
only one of them is exerted. Oh
We
my
have a Hades
gosh. We need
in
the
hand.
Hades. We need a strength. We need a Vinny. We know the Thunderbolt is there. So, do we have the additional answers on John's side to take out the three characters that we need to? Man, that second Doc, though. These games are brought to you by Doc O'Clock.
Absolutely crazy.
Thinking through what we can do here. We know he has a Thunderbolt. I can't tell what else was in his hand. I
There's
think
a
I
Hades
saw a
there too.
sail.
There's a
Okay,
Hades
maybe it
there
was a
as well.
sail. Maybe it was that then.
So
Okay, so
take
we're
that out.
gonna.
That's gonna happen. He's
Yep,
sure of that. Thunderbolt, the Olaf or the Calhoun? What was he pointing at here?
I think it was the Olaf. So we're going to decide if we want to bounce something with the Olaf or not.
That might be his only out. He may be hoping that he bounces something with it and says
Yeah,
for it. Although the Calhoun,
I know that'll
three
get him two
damage,
extra
two
lore.
lore, yeah.
But
Although he has the thunder, he has the Hades in hand, so he is not going to bounce something. That's basically going to mean game
can we
for.
do this? How do we do this? What else do you have in your hand? So we do Hades the Cal.
And
Oh
that's
no,
it.
that's game. He
That's
didn't have
it.
another answer, and it was a Jasmine in
Oh
hand.
man, he really needed him to
Wow.
bounce something.
Wow, 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 wow. What a game. What a final match. Aaron takes the win on purple steel, but just barely, just by the skin of his teeth, he was able to win that. Those double docks definitely secured that win for him. That made it impossible for John to take out enough characters that he could win on the next turn. That was an amazing game. Amazing game. Congrats to Aaron on your win. Congrats on securing that national invite to the NA Championship at Disneyland. And congrats to John. That was an amazing game on his part. The amount of times that us and chat thought he had already lost the game was wild.
Absolutely, incredibly hard fought by both players. A game worthy of the finals of the State 48 CCQ 5K tournament here. Amazing gameplay all day yesterday, all day today. And you know what? It's not even over. These players and plenty more, are all going to be swapping to their Infinity decks and queuing up for a $1,000 tournament, Infinity Spectacular, which we will be bringing to you here on this channel. Up next, we'll have Kim and Lorcana Brando, two of the most amazing people in the entire community, casting that event. Kirsten and I will be back later. But man, what an amazing game. That was
Absolutely.
it couldn't have been better if you
Absolutely.
scripted it, you know?
I know that yes, I can't say enough good things about these players. They played their hearts out. They certainly did as much as they could each turn just to secure that win. And man, I Doc was the MVP honestly there for that win on Aaron's side. Having that ability to bounce the first dock to dock into another dock was just chef's kiss. That was so awesome. But
Maybe
yeah,
maybe it's some secret Disney lore that Tipo at DLC Richmond has all grown up and is now fully bearded and is Doc. Yeah, maybe Tipo is Doc. I don't know. That just a theory.
that's just a theory. All
So
right, guys, stick around. Like Andy said, we will be back here shortly, bringing you Enchanted Kim and Lorcana Karaoke Brando for the first round of the Infinity event. Andy and I are going to take a break, but we will be back later in the day. So stick around. You don't want to miss it.